Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. I am Stylosa, and in this video, we're going to try and work out who the most likely candidate could be for Hero 31. Now, let's get stuck into this because there is literally loads of heroes this could be. Now, the first hero we're going to throw out of the window here, it's Ekko, if she even is a hero. We know this is not Hero 31. This has been confirmed by the developers, so this opens up a lot of opportunities, a lot of possibilities for all kinds of different heroes, or at least different characters who could be different heroes. Now, looking at the list we've got the, the big bad Omnic guy that we've seen at the end of Storm Rising, but we'll get onto him in a second. We've got Maximilian, which is, of course, the accountant for Talon. We've got Mauga, who we were just recently introduced to, who we think is a type of Talon heavy trooper. Then we got Wei Zhen, I think I've pronounced that correctly, not New Gen or whatever the hell I tried to say before, a Vietnamese sort of special agent for Talon. And then, of course, we've got the Junker Queen. Hello, where is the Junker Queen? And what about Diva's Mecha Squad? All right, let's get stuck into this. So, as I said, this hero, if we think this is a hero, let's just play with the idea it is a hero. Ekko is not going to be Hero 31. This was confirmed by the developers. It was confirmed essentially at the same time that they confirmed Hero 30 would not be this hero, and that would be somebody else. Of course, that turned out to be Batiste, who is a pretty good hero. So yeah, we still have no idea what Ekko is going to be used for beyond the fact that, well, McCree intercepted the train, rescued her, he reactivated her, she used to work for Overwatch. He tells her that, we're getting the band back together, go and see the monkey. Of course, he means the scientist. So we don't really know too much about that. Then next up, we get the Storm Rising event, the whole chase the truth, which kind of turned out to be, hello, what truth? What are we actually chasing? Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? Anyway, this introduces us to a large Omnic character we have not seen before. So what's happening here is we complete the Storm Rising mission, which was to go and find Maximilian, to basically trap him and then interrogate him so we can find out where Doomfist is, because of course he's the leader of Talon, to then capture Doomfist and all of that, well, jazz. Now, on the whole, Storm Rising was seen as a bit of a disappointing event. It was cool to see Maximilian in the game, and everybody was like, oh my god, look at him, he's got to be a character. I mean, he's such a hero, but he's such like it's like a suave design. There's no hero or character like this in the game, so it would have been like a really cool addition, but hey, we don't know what Blizzard are doing. I mean, we all went crazy because we're like, oh, he's got an in-game model, so he must be coming to the game. But hey, this is the guy I want to talk about, though, from Storm Rising. This is the Omnic, big Omnic, can I call this a tank? I don't know, but it's the first sort of big, beefy Omnic that we've actually seen. He's about to pop up right now. Let's get ready. I mean, you guys have seen this before, but we've got to throw it out there because we need to try and explore all the options here. So yeah, like he's got his hood, sort of. He seems to have human hands though, which was a bit interesting to me. But yeah, if we take a look at a closer look at him, this is the Omnic. But listen to what Doomfist says.
I respect what you are trying to accomplish. You fight for your kind. It's noble.
Okay, so the big takeaway from this is Doomfist says you fight for your kind. It's noble. His kind obviously being Omnics, right? Of course, if it is a he, we don't know, but it's a big Omnic, right? I was speculating for a while that this could be Mauga, because this does look fairly similar to the heavy Talon armor. The issue with this is it's got the Omnic like lights, eyes, whatever you want to call them, on its head. And when Doomfist says, look, you're sort of fighting for your own kind and all of that, it has to be an Omnic. Like, why would he say that unless he was really confused and he, well, was getting bamboozled by Mauga? But I don't know why he would do that. And, well, really, we don't have enough sort of evidence to speculate on that now. Anyway, then next up in the lore trail, we get this on the Overwatch Twitter account. I believe it was on their Instagram account as well. And this is Maximilian's interrogation.
Doomfist? Yes. Yes, you would be interested in Doomfist, wouldn't you? You know, what you're asking me is not simple, and could cause many problems for me. However, I understand that if I do you this favor, perhaps you will do one for me too. I wouldn't have it said that I was being difficult during this interview, so Doomfist will be in Singapore in 3 weeks' time. And I trust that you'll leave me out of any discussions you have with him. It has been a pleasure doing business with you.
Alright, so in typical Michael Chu fashion, after Maximilian's interrogation tweet goes out, we're all like, oh my god, what's going on? They're going to go and capture Doomfist. Michael Chu comes out on Twitter and he says, oh yeah, so after you've watched this, go back and watch a video from 2 years ago, because that's the capture of Doomfist in Singapore. Now, the Doomfist origin story is a ridiculously good cinematic. It's probably one of the best ones they've made. It was the anime style one, and it's a bit of a shame that they've only done, well, one of these so far. But yeah, this was like a really, really good cinematic. But this is essentially the battle in Singapore between Doomfist, Genji, Winston, and Tracer, where Tracer gets a chrono accelerator ripped off, and then she disappears. Winston goes crazy, punches Doomfist, and then Doomfist poses in Numbani. So next up, we get the short story from Alyssa Wong. And now I believe this is the first piece she's really worked on, and she's an award-winning sci-fi writer and all this stuff. So this could be the point where the Overwatch lore really gets way more complicated, way more detailed, and just better. I mean, hopefully, right? Anyway, this is what you left behind, and this introduced 3 new characters. So we were introduced to the head of a pharmaceutical company who worked for Overwatch, or he was an ex-Overwatch agent, but now he's kind of gone rogue. The Overwatch has fell apart. He's doing whatever the hell he likes, but I don't think he could actually be a hero, because he's sort of just like a bit part in the story. Then we get Mauga, and then we get Wei Zhen, and they feature heavily in the story. And this is where the focus for the hero speculation, I think, is probably going to lie based on this short story. So in the story, what we've got is Mauga and Wei Zhen. They've been sent out to find Baptiste. Now, Baptiste has left Talon, but nobody leaves Talon because, of course, it's one of those type of organizations. The only way you leave is in a coffin. I believe it says that quite a lot in the short story. So yeah, this is not somewhere you're going to leave. Talon always want their debts paid as well. If you're in debt to Talon, then this is a bad place to be, because they're going to come and reclaim their debt in any way possible. Now, what happens in the story is Baptiste is persuaded very forcefully by Mauga and Wei Zhen to go and take on the head of the pharmaceutical company to get the price of drugs lowered in Haiti, because they're charging insane astronomical prices, which obviously means that the poorer people of Haiti can't afford the medication. So Baptiste is out there trying to fight for them. That's why he takes on the mission. But of course the mission goes wrong, and Baptiste, when it comes to the, you know, that moment where he has to kill the head of the company, he doesn't do it, and instead he escapes with him, and it still forces the same outcome, still forces the whole in fact, I think they get the pharmaceuticals for free to all the Haiti hospitals, but this means that Baptiste has to escape. While he's trying to escape, Mauga chases him. Now, Mauga gets him locked down on the docks, and Baptiste has nowhere to go. Mauga could easily kill him, but he doesn't. Now, this is where it kind of gets a bit complicated, because what Baptiste does is he uses his new invention, the immortality field, to save himself with damage while blowing up the docks, which causes, presumably, quite a lot of damage to Mauga. So this is where it can get crazy, and you can start thinking, well, maybe the Omnic in Temple of Anubis at the end of Storm Rising, could that be Mauga? If he's taken so much damage that somehow he's some sort of like cyborg mashup? Although that's way out there. Like, that is a bit of crazy speculation there, ladies and gentlemen. But the more interesting thing with Mauga is, even though he's described as a cold-blooded killer, he does seem to have some sort of an affinity or a connection to Baptiste. Baptiste doesn't want to be part of Talon anymore. He's got, you know, he's very morally conflicted about the whole destroying of villages and killing all, you know, civilians, which isn't a great thing, is it, ladies and gentlemen? Especially because Baptiste wanted to be, he wanted to be out there as a freedom fighter. He wanted to join Overwatch, but he had to take this path in life. So you can kind of see that Mauga sort of, maybe he sympathizes with him a bit. Maybe that means that possibly he could look to break away from Talon. We don't know. But what we do know is that during the story, Blizzard go to a lot of lengths to explain the kit that Mauga is using. And why would you do this if you had no intention of introducing him into the game? Now, he is 100% a Talon heavy trooper. Now, we've played against these in Retribution and both Storm Rising. They're massive, absolutely massive targets, so they would fit the silhouette of a main tank character. 2 heavy machine guns, they charge forward, they do lots of damage. Now, obviously, if this was going to be transferred into a playable hero, you can't have a main tank doing loads of damage. That would be crazy. So in the story, they do explicitly say Mauga uses his shield. Now, every main tank in Overwatch has a shield, and it's described as a frontal shield as well, because he's blocking damage coming in from the front. So what this could be, maybe, is a mashup between Orisa and Reinhardt, where you've got a shield, but also the ability to do range damage, but maybe it's more tankier than an Orisa. but does less damage than the Orisa and has got a bit of Reinhardt in there. I don't know. That could be a way that they go for Mauga, if indeed Mauga even is a hero. So let's try and wrap this up. Let's take a look at all the options here on the table, because there's a lot of heroes that we know about. And remember, Blizzard could just come out with a completely new hero that we have no idea of. I mean, they've done this before. They did this with Baptiste, right? He just came out of nowhere. It's like, boom, there you go, Baptiste. No kind of lead up to him. He just dropped. So what could we be looking at? Well, we've got the Mecha Squad. We've got the big Omnic from the end of Storm Rising. We've got Maximilian. We've got Mauga. We've got Wei Zhen. We've got the Junker Queen. We've got the Mecha Squad. There's lots of people we could throw out here. Which one of these it could be? Well, we're still guessing right now. If I had to put money on this, I would probably say it's going to be Mauga, just because they've explained his kit. They've got no other reason to do that unless they were going to bring him into the game. And also, why bring out the Baptiste short story and introduce these characters and really go into depth on them? As crazy as this will sound, and I know a lot of you guys out there are fans of Zen, fans of Lucio, right now, Mauga and Wei Zhen have got way more lore than Lucio. and like... Zen, like, that's crazy. These are established characters in the game that have got hardly any backstory. I know they've got bits and pieces, but nothing as detailed as this, which is just crazy. So why would you do that? Why would you build these characters up and then not launch them, or then not put them into the game in some kind of way? So when do I think this hero will launch? I think if this is in line with, I guess, older hero launches, we're probably going to look some point towards the end of July, most likely. Will it be a tank hero? Will it be a support hero? Will it be DPS? I don't know. Like, I think the betting money would be on a tank hero, a main tank hero, that is, just because we've not had one for a while. You could argue that Hammond is a main tank, but then you can also argue that Hammond is a off tank. So maybe this hero will be an off tank, maybe it'll be a main tank, maybe it'll be a hero to try and take on D.Va, because D.Va is like, nothing really competes with what D.Va's able to do. If you put a hero into the game that can, maybe it could sort of switch up and change the meta. We just don't know. I mean, I suppose at the end of the day, guys, the fact is we do have not the most amount of info on what the next hero could be beyond these characters who we've outlined in the video. And what I want you guys to do in the comments below is, well, let me know what you think. What hero do you think will be the next one? Who do you think will be Hero 31? What class do you think it will be? Do you think it will be any of the heroes we spoke about in this video, or do you think it's going to be something completely different? And if you do, leave your theories in the comments below. And remember as well, you can send, well, mad, insane speculation to me on @Stylosa on Twitter. I do like reading those tweets. And remember to follow me on Instagram, which is @Stylosa. And I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.